Global Everything TV.
What's going on, everybody? It's another episode of Global Everything TV, and first and foremost, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We shooting live right now. This is actually the second interview of 2017. It's January the 2nd to be exact. I'm not sure when y'all gonna see this, but just letting y'all know a timestamp and date when we shot this interview. I got a special guest right here. This guy, actually, I want to thank you. He did my mixtape cover and did my logo. He did a whole lot of graphic work for a lot of people around the city. He did a lot of video work for people around the city. He's been on making a whole lot of moves in the city of Richmond. I'm sure probably even outside of Richmond for a long, long time. I'm sure he can elaborate a little more on that than I can. He does the music, he does the graphics, he does the video. I mean, even when we pulled up, we started talking about all this technical stuff with the camera. I'm like, I got lost, you know what I'm saying? After a certain amount of time, I kind of got lost. And then he got me back to where I was. Okay, I got you now, I got you. I get what you're saying. I caught on to the most important part. But he's a very great guy, man. Just me being with him for like 10, 15 minutes, I already learned a lot with him. So I'm sure y'all gonna learn a lot from him as well. Without further ado, John Patron.
What's going on, world, man? What's good, man?
How you doing, man? You excited about the new year?
Yeah, man. I got a whole lot of stuff in the works, man. I'm trying to work a whole lot of stuff out, you know what I mean?
What about New Year's resolutions? You got any New Year's resolutions?
Man, it's just first quarter. So my New Year's resolution is just get through the first quarter and then make everything happen for the second and the third and then the fourth and do it all over again the next year. I'm just trying to make sure, you know what I mean, everything is working the way it's supposed to and making sure I'm prepared to make the next move so we can get this brand off, jumping off, you know what I mean?
All right, so let me ask you, are you from Richmond? Like, have you lived down in Richmond all your life?
Man, I'm born and raised in Richmond. I got that going.
Okay.
Started, was raised over on Royal Avenue. And then my grandma, she stayed on Barton Avenue. Me and my cousin, I don't know if you know Lil Shorty, that's my blood cousin.
Shout out Lil Shorty.
Yeah, we stayed right across the street, like literally right across the street from Rum on Barton Avenue. And then I went to school, the Franklin Military.
Okay.
Got that going. That was Old Armstrong, you know what I mean? So I stayed in the East End on 33rd, you know what I mean? I've been all over the city, man. I just love the city as a whole, you know what I mean?
So you love the city that much, you don't have no plans on moving to Atlanta, right?
But it's too. I make enough money here for not to move.
I got you. It is money in the city.
Yeah.
Just let it be known. He just clarified that. He make enough money in the city. He ain't got to move to Atlanta.
Yeah.
No shade, no shade.
None.
So for the people that don't really know you, tell them all the different businesses that you partake in. What's all the different things that you do?
Well, so I started off as a recording engineer. And this is back in 2000 I was in the military first. And then when I was over in Iraq, in 2006 and 2007. And I was engineering everybody who was on our base over in Iraq. And then I came back home, took a class over at the Spot Recording Studio, and then I started recording with 30. And actually, me and 30 linked up on January the 1st. We linked up on New Year's Eve of 2010.
Was this before or after the showcase?
This was like after the showcase.
Okay.
Matter of fact, it wasn't after the showcase. I take that back. It wasn't after the showcase. We actually had a New Year's Eve get together at the studio. And then we just got to rapping. He got that going. He liked what I was doing. He seen that I could engineer. I had my own equipment. I just came in the studio and started doing it from there.
I remember.
Yeah,
I think you engineered the session when I came through and Strap Open Up was performing.
Bro, I still probably got
24 hours in the trap, some shit.
Bro, I got so many that going. Man, bro, I had on one of my hard drive, I got all of them tracks still from way back then, bro. I listen to them jams. Yeah. And then, so, you know what I mean?
Classic.
Yeah, bro. It's a whole bunch of classes. And then, on top of that, I was behind the scenes. A lot of people didn't know I was behind the scenes at the showcase, because a lot of the pictures in the video they're gonna happen at the showcase, I was the one behind the camera on that one too. So I was doing that, and then I started doing graphic design around the same time. I was a little bit slower than I was a lot slower than I am now. Then I started doing graphic design, whatever. I started doing it for different businesses, and then one thing led to another, and then I just took off with the graphics. I just started doing it for everybody. I did stuff for Rum, I did stuff for Ed the Realist, I did stuff for, man.
Damn it. I guess the real question is, who haven't you done stuff for? That's the real question.
You said what?
I guess the real question, who haven't you done stuff for?
I mean, it's a lot of people I haven't though.
Okay.
To be honest, it's a lot of people I haven't. There's a lot of people I would want to work with, you know what I mean?
I will say though, like 30, when he seen the cover, he was like, "Oh yeah, I knew John did that." Like 30 really speak highly of you, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's big bro, man. And I tell him all the time, like, if it weren't for 30, like a lot of stuff that I do now, I wouldn't be able to do, because he gave me the opportunity to understand how the business worked from behind the scenes. And that's one thing, like, as artists, we don't really get to see, because we're not in a position to be in that spot to see what happens behind the scenes and how things are supposed to operate and run. You know what I mean? And learn from actual experience. Like, I remember, like, 30 had he had the Freaknik, the 804 Freaknik. Me and my cousin, we was out here, they're gonna passing out flyers. Had on the Freaknik t-shirts, just everywhere, catching the bus, passing out flyers for that jet. You know what I'm saying? Like, learning how to promote something, learning how to, you know what I mean, do all of this stuff. So now I went to school for marketing, you know what I mean? And a lot of the stuff that I learned in marketing, I learned that from 30, you know what I'm saying? But going to school for, you know what I mean, you learn it on a more corporate level. Vice versa, the guerrilla marketing. But guerrilla marketing is basically just grassroots marketing at the end of the day. It's going straight directly to the people. And now you get corporations now, and they trying to get straight to the people, but they doing it from a corporate level. So it's kind of, what we doing down here still work. It still apply even on the higher levels. It's just you have more of a budget, you got more of a pull, you got more of the face time to be able to see. I mean, for people to be able to see what it is that you're doing.
I got you. Okay, so let me ask you, what do you enjoy doing the most?
Just being creative, man. I can't really say I love doing anything anymore, because as long as I'm creating and doing something creative, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's all I really want to do, is just create and keep on creating and never get old, because I'm always creating something fresh, something new. You know what I mean? So that's why I got, you know what I mean, once I started doing like film and stuff, I was doing, I did a couple of videos. I did my own video. Actually, I did the Body Rock video. We shot that. We actually built the set for that one. We had the wardrobe. We did everything. We had a whole full budget for it. I plan on doing a couple of more videos, like very extravagant videos, just because I like to create. And then from there, it started my portfolio for doing lighting. So I ended up doing, working with YC Imaging, doing his lighting on, I think, for 2 Destiny shoots. And then I did another Destiny shoot with Soul Live. And then I've been doing lighting with Mr. Good Evening for a minute now too. So I've been doing a lot of lighting. Oh yeah, and shout out T-Mac. I did some stuff with T-Mac too. I helped him with the cakes jam. He did a jump with cakes, and I helped him with that jump too.
So I'm sure you done learned a whole lot from some of these people that you mentioned.
Bruh, like networking, getting out there and just putting your hands on stuff, bruh, and meeting with these people, you learn a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I feel like a lot of people who are not just artists, they have like other things that they do, they like excel a lot more because they are able to network with people outside of music to allow them to bring that whatever knowledge that they learn outside of music into their music and help them to push whatever it is that they're trying to push.
You know what you're doing, especially when you into it. You do it like girl, yeah, you know what you're doing. Yeah, you know what you're doing, especially when you into it.